Welcome back to Andertons TV.
Good morning, my neighbours.
Yes, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend or whatever day we're on. I don't know, it could be a great week. Perhaps you're looking forward to the weekend.
Hope you have a good Christmas, maybe. Is that far in advance, isn't it, or in the future?
Doesn't it make you feel old when the Squier brand, the brand that wasn't even around when you were born, is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year?
It was around when I was born. It's been around for 10 years when I was born.
Oh, sorry, that's
no,
right.
I'm kidding.
So yes, Squier.
Hello, Squier.
Hello, Squier.
Not that kind of Squier.
Yes, not that kind of Squier. Different kind of Squier.
Where did we ever determine why it was called Squier, not Squier?
Wasn't it named after wasn't it a string brand that Fender bought at some
Something
point
like that. But why is it Squier, not Squire?
Because that was how he spelt his surname. Anyway, look, we digress.
Okay, yes.
So yes, back in the early 80s, Fender experimented with some
drugs.
Experimented with some Strat and Tele guitars that they were making out of Japan. They didn't want to call them Fenders at that point. They called them Squiers to all intents and purposes. They really were Fenders because all of the hardware and everything that was shipped out was the same as what you'd get on an American guitar. But relatively quickly, Fender kind of went, there's a thing here, and we could have like a sort of a more affordable version of a Strat or a Tele or any number of different Fender designs made in a Far East, and we'll call that Squier. And for me, what I've enjoyed to see with the Squier brand over the last 10 years is its emergence as just being the cheap version of a Fender to like its own thing.
And it also was so good in the beginning. I mean, I've got an old 81 Fender Jazz bass.
Have you?
So a really early one, and I used to have like a
Squier,
Fender,
you mean?
a Squier. But it's essentially Fender parts, wasn't it? They just sent over and got it. But and they were really good. And now there was a period where maybe it was a bit like, now it's like everything you get Squier-wise is great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think famous Squier players. I'm sure Jeff Healey played a Squier Strat, like again an early 80s Squier Strat. Anyway, it's a cool brand. And to celebrate its 40th anniversary, so 2022, Squier launched two sort of anniversary ranges.
Yes.
They launched the Gold range, which we, there's a video up there on it, and that was a kind of yes, please do. Yeah. That was a sort of a kind of like a blinged up Squier, so with a bit of gold hardware and a bit nicer inlays or different inlays, cool colours, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that was your kind of like, you could go bling with Squier, and now this other one. This is the vintage range. So this is almost, wash my mouth out with soap, a relic-y kind of vibe.
Oh God, here we go, yeah. Because that's exactly what I saw when I opened the box up there first. I was like, hang on, when you open the neck, I took the thing off the neck and it's like, that looks like a...
So what we've got
relic,
here is...
Mexican rope one.
Yeah, so we've got 5 models, sorry. All the classic ones. Well, all the classic ones except where's the Jaguar, I don't know. But anyway, so the range is a Tele, a Strat, a Jazzmaster, no Jaguar.
No. P-bass and a jazz bass.
Yeah.
These two colours, man.
Well, should we go, chronologically, let's start with the Tele, because it's always the one that we start with. So on screen now are the colours that this is available in.
Yeah.
All the specs are the same regardless of the colour.
Yeah.
So we've got this satin urethane finish on the neck and the body. So it gives it a sort of a slightly worn sort of look.
Close to my head up here.
Satin finishes are not everybody's bag, because they're one of the things that I can even see this already. These are sort of like demo samples. Yeah. There are already signs of where, sweat and fingerprints and stuff like that are going to sort of indelibly mark the finish. I don't think I've ever used that word before. I'm pretty sure what it means is, unlike gloss, where you can pretty much polish it all back to looking new, this will start to look
And it'll wear in a way that, you know, that some people will prefer it to wear, you know.
The neck having the satin finish absolutely gives it a different feel. Yeah. My two favourite classic vibe Squier guitars that I own, one Tele and one Strat, both have all the finish rubbed off.
This is a lovely neck.
I love this.
Yeah.
C-shape, 9.5-inch radius on the front, 25.5-inch scale length. So very familiar, relatively sort of modernish kind of
tall
vibe
frets
to it.
as well.
Tall, narrow. So a little bit more of a
narrow.
vintagey vibe on the frets.
Yeah.
Vintage tuners, but arguably the best.
And it looks a bit NOS, doesn't it? It looks a little bit worn.
So that's its big feature, and this is the first time Squier has ever done this. This is aged hardware.
Yeah. It looks great, man.
Yeah. So
it's
not aged to the point where it's, you know, got rust and all that kind of stuff, but aged to the point where it does look like, you know, this has done a few laps around the block.
Yeah.
Like the two of us. We've got in fairness, some of us are nearer the checkered flag than the others. So the 40th anniversary motif on the back of the neck plate here. So let's give you some. In fact, you were going to do tones,
weren't
you?
That's correct.
You've heard me. You've heard me play.
You wobbling
and we'll
around
do each
there.
of these. You've got your big block vintage saddles on the bridge here.
Where am I here? I'm here.
And two Fender designed Alnico single coil pickups.
And this is an interesting body wood as well. You were saying is NATO. Or NATO.
Wait, I've heard of NATO, NATO spelt, but they're spelling it. I don't know if it's the correct way now, or the sort of. But anyway, yes, it's some sort of
wood.
Some sort of wood.
So neck feels. First impressions, it's kind of slim. It's C slim, but it's slim.
It's like if you've had an American sort of standard Fender Strat, for the last 20 or 30 years, it's that kind of.
Is it a bit slimmer, maybe?
It's like maybe because it hasn't got the lacquer on it. It feels
maybe that's what it is, and also it's got nines on it as well. I know I always say it's got nines on it, but anyway, I'm into the Black Star St. James. This is the EL34 one today, so that's a bit different.
It's the best colour one, that's for sure.
It's the best colour one, and I like the sound it gives me.
I'm just reminding myself of the colours, Mr. Pete.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. The guitar plays lovely. The amp sounds great as well.
So there's two colours on the Telecaster.
Okay.
No, there's not. There's three colours on the Telecaster. I apologise.
That's one more.
The one we haven't got here, and again, perhaps we'll remind you again on the screen. So butterscotch blonde with a black guard.
Oh, perfect.
I mean, it doesn't get any more traditional Fender than that. Then you've got this sort of mocha coloured brown. It's by the looks of things a transparent finish, and then we've got the red here, Dakota Red.
With the double.
I watched the Stereophonics playing. I think they were playing Cardiff Arms Park.
Yeah, with Tom.
No, like literally last night was on. The night before last was on TV.
I don't watch TV anymore.
What a band, Stereophonics. I'd forgotten how blooming good they are.
I did have the opportunity to play.
Did you?
What was the song I did with?
Well, Dakota was the...
with Tom. Burning Down Heart. No, that was with the Cardigans. We played... I can't even remember now, but it's good. You know what? That's 10... I want to almost say 20 years ago. Anyway, that's the first gig. Next year, it's the first gig I did over here. It's going to be 20 years ago.
No way.
Not the first gig. The first gig I did pretty much.
Anyway, let's go through these. I mean, I'll give you pricing and order details and everything in a minute. But they've all got maple boards.
Yeah.
And they've all got the black guard. It's just the three. It's just the.
Is that plastic? No, that is a. I think that is an anodized guard like this.
Oh, it is. Yeah, they're like an anodized metal guard. That's cool. Is it cool? I guess it looks a little bit more lived in than a shiny black plastic one.
Lived in. Anyway, that was the neck. Here's the middle position. I mean, it's a Tele tone, isn't it? And here's the bridge. Oh, that's pokey. It's nice. It's nice. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Would you like me to tell you anything more about the wood? Nyata.
Yes.
It's
how do you spell it? It's NATO, isn't it?
Well, Nyatoh.
NATO. I think it pronounces NATO.
But it's an indigenous wood to sort of Southeast Asia. So in plentiful supply around about where these guitars are made. It's a hardwood, easy to work with, takes stain well, apparently stain and polish well. It's described
like my wood
as a useful hardwood, considered workable and useful for boats, cabinets, and utility construction. So, I mean, it's in true Fender style. They found something that was in plentiful supply and easy to work with.
That's how it is, isn't it?
That's how how he used alder and ash in the first place.
Can I please get the pronunciation? I know we're sitting here on our phones, which is really rude because that's what you don't do, but I would like to see how it's actually pronounced. Well, that didn't work. YouTube doesn't work here.
Pronunciation. Here we go. Ready? It's going to play it for you. Ready?
Okay, let's have a look.
Let's just...
I think it's NATO. What do I win if I'm right?
Pronouncenames.com. Pulau Nyato. Pulau Nyato.
Nyato.
The correct
That's not it.
pronunciation of your name.
That can't be Nyato. Anyway, that said, in that way, let's go and put a bit of drive on here. So the Dane is always good with the Tele.
That is loud.
It's lacking a bit of the top end in that. But yeah. So these pickups are Fender design pickups,
Fender designed Alnico pickups.
And they got... That's good. Fat.
I think fat again, like I've done with my classic vibe Squier. It's such a great instrument to just slap some slightly different pickups in and all that kind of stuff.
It had heavier strings on it, I would do, but that's just me again. I always complain about these heavy strings. I like it.
As Pete switches over to the Strat, we'll talk about that in a minute. These are all going to be about 400 quid. I think just slightly above 400 quid, but not much. And from what I understand from Fender and Squier, they're only going to be made in 2022. So it's not like a limited number, like there'll only be 1,000 or however many, whatever, 5,000 or whatever. But inevitably, there will only be a limited number because they'll stop making them at some point.
It's just this year. I really like that little this plate here, this 40th anniversary.
The first one or two shipments are quite small, so this video is probably going to go out when it'll be sort of just before the first shipment, so we'll be looking to get pre-orders and stuff. But yes, the first shipment of these is arriving mid to end of July 2022. So when you see this video, if it's a week or two before then, feel free to pre-order and hopefully you'll grab one of the first ones. But yes, Mr. Pete, there's not much to tell you about this guitar because the neck specs are the same as the Tele.
It's funny, it feels slightly different, but maybe that's just a subconscious thing. It just feels slightly slimmer, but it can't be because it is.
We'll put the colours of the guitar on screen now.
Links below, like and subscribe and all of that malarkey.
And here it's what it sounds like.
Oh, and I understand on this one as well, with the standard Strat setup here, but it's actually the modern setup wiring because on the bridge pickup you can use the tone, and that doesn't always work like that. So that's a little extra bonus for you guys. Here's the neck. Straight in the amp. We need reverb on that one. It's really nice. It's a nice guitar, nice to play. I really like this look and the satin finish of this. What was the colours again on these?
Pete is rocking the satin Sonic Blue with the anodized gold pickguard.
It looks great.
Looks lovely.
Yeah.
Again, we'll put all three on screen now whilst we talk about them. There is a seafoam green, which I believe...
I like the base here.
Yes.
That's a nice colour.
So the seafoam green, do you know what? They photograph slightly greener, I think, than they maybe look in the flesh, that particular one. But anyway, we'll hold that. It's satin green with the gold hardware. Looks great.
That looks green to me.
I can't decide if I like this one the most or the least, so I'm guessing this is the sort of Marmite-y colour. But they do a wide two-tone burst. So wide meaning the way the black is sprayed around the outside of the burst is wider than it would be on
cool. Yeah.
Have I got a three-tone burst one here?
No, maybe your old Strat.
Yeah, that one there is three-tone.
Two-tone, you mean?
Oh no, you're right, it's two-tone. So actually that's fine. That's actually quite a good one to show. Yeah. So if you imagine, that's a traditional way of spraying a two-tone burst. But if you imagine the black edging is way thicker, almost like half the guitar is obscured with the black. Yeah. And then they put a black guard on it, and it's satin, but with white pickups. So it's got a touch of the Gilmore to it, to be honest with you. Look, that's that one.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, you'll be seeing that on screen now.
Yeah, you will, you will.
Again, all with maple boards.
Yeah. I love the tint of the neck here. That thing, they really nailed that to look, worn out with the rest of the stuff as well. Anyway, I'm on the position 2 now, sorry. Nice, nothing wrong with that. Here's the bridge. You know what it sounds like?
A Strat?
Exactly. Just about to say that. A bit more reverb and some Morning Glory. Bit more gain. It's fat, isn't it? I do like that amp as well. Let's try a bit more gain here.
Oof the piff. Okay, the Jazzmaster. The Jazzmaster.
They're quite light as well.
Well, I'm interested you say that because now we've gone, apparently according to the spec, we're over to a poplar body now.
And a fatter neck.
And a very slightly sort of millimetre wider neck up by the nut.
A millimetre is a lot, Lee.
Wow.
Didn't
Lewis Hamilton say, that due to the performance of the car this year, he's lost an inch.
What, height?
Well, he didn't specify, but
okay,
I assume
he lost it, but he lost it in somewhere.
I'm guessing height.
So there's nothing left of him then.
So anyway, so here we go. Upward switch is the rhythm circuit, so it's just the neck pickup with the volume and tone at the top there. Downward switch is the lead circuit, so
downward dog
this
always
works as the
so
controller.
Down here, you got those three. Definitely a wider neck, 100%. It's Monday morning, that's what it is.
It's Monday morning. So we got the Jazzmaster style trem system, but with the Mustang style bridge.
And that is always handy.
Always the best way to do it.
They don't fall anywhere.
And obviously the Jazzmaster style pickups, which always have their own slightly different, unique tone.
Slightly worn
out,
man.
The aging looks great. You know what it looks like, which is monstrous, because I've got a feeling it reminds me of a Mastery bridge.
That's correct.
And yet, if you just went and bought a mastery bridge, it's probably almost as much as the guitar. So.
Man, yeah, the rest. Anyway, here's the lead circuit. Let's slap some delay on that bad boy. Oh, that's pokey.
Oh, crikey, O'Reilly.
Yeah. What are these pickups? Are they the same sort of...
Yeah, just Alnico.
Really poking. There's a lot of poke in this
Only
guitar.
2 colours in this one. You've got the desert sand colour with the gold guard, which is that one.
I like
or the seafoam green with the gold
desert
guard.
sand, man. I think that's my favourite. It's really
teeny weeny, about 20 quid dearer for the Jazzmaster over the Strat.
Oh, there's a bit more in it, isn't there? You know, you got all of this and all of this and this and that and more circuits and more wires and...
I do like it.
That's cool. It's a really good colour.
It's a good colour.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favourite colour so far, Oz?
I like that one.
Yeah, I think that one too.
What does it remind me of that
the youth of today has
in?
spoken. They like that one.
That one? I want that one.
That one.
Is it J Mascis colour?
Yeah, he had white and gold, didn't he? So I think that's a little bit remind me a little bit of that. But you know what? I like the satin finish. I think it looks really cool. I think it does look great.
Do you want to do the basses?
Yes, man. Let me do the bass.
So the basses are
you sit with that.
The classic P bass and jazz bass, starting with the jazz.
Here's the jazz. A good colour as well. Good colour combination. Not a string through body, so it's a top loader body. You've got the maple neck on here.
These are actually, the basses are the same price as the Strats and Teles, so it's only the Jazzmaster that's a teeny bit dearer.
Cool.
We probably should say, because you're bound to be typing it in the comment section already, there aren't any left-handed models, and we, on behalf of Squier, apologise.
Yeah. So anyway, bass, I'm not sure what the wood is on this one. It'll probably
I'll look it up
it's
for
probably
you.
basswood or NATO again.
Let's have a
Feels
little look.
really light.
Let's have a little look. Right, okay. It is.
Nyato.
Nyato.
Exactly.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
And you've got here now your again. This is all very traditional. 34-inch scale length, 9.5-inch radius, 20 frets. The narrow tool. Frets. I forgot to mention, all these guitars have bone nuts.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's why they walk so funny. And then Fender designed Alnico pickups, and all the usual things that you'd expect.
Amazing.
On
I like a jazz bass. So the jazz bass, if you've got smaller hands, is easier to play because the neck is slightly slimmer. But of course, it's a large size, so you have to get used to the kind of size of the bass. But so you got 2 pickups here. You got a volume for each pickup and then a tone. So
it's a passive circuit,
it's just a passive circuit in there. So I can turn the tone all the way down, and then I can go to the neck pickup. So, right. Or I can bring in some tone. Or I can bring in go on to the back pickup. Take it on that tone. Get that quacky.
I almost feel like you're having more fun playing the bass.
I love playing the bass, man. It's fun. So then you can.
Bass player.
What?
Closet player.
Yeah, I want to be a bass player. The cool thing about having this, of course, is that you can blend in the two pickups. So you want a little bit less, and then you can do the tone. So. Yeah.
Do it. Right, and
I
then...
love it, I love it, I love it.
And then the P bass...
Yeah, the Pino Palladino bass.
Which is in Satin Blonde. We'll put the pictures on screen now. Satin Blonde, the beautiful Dakota Red. She's my favourite actress. And that's it. Just 2 colours, actually, on the P bass.
That's like a Pinot colour. Can I see that, then? Because it's that... Yeah, so it's got a gold... That looks like a Pino Palladino kind of bassy. I'm not saying anything, people,
it's not a signature Pino Palladino bass.
Because there is one. His is more like pinky styling.
Has he got a signature bass anymore? He's got it in the past.
He did have a Fender one, didn't he?
Yeah,
so he still has. But anyway, so this is super simple. Because all you get is a volume and a tone and these 2 pickups here who runs the whole time. But on this one, of course, you got a wider neck, which means that, you know...
String spacing is a little wider.
A little bit easier to play. I think the spacing is the same here and here. I think it's just
I love
up
the
here.
P bass.
Yeah, it's super simple. You know?
I love all the bass players that play P basses.
They love you too.
Because I think they are the ones that just sit and just...
They just groove it, man.
Sit in the pocket,
they'll just do the...
flash.
He'll thumb it all the way to the bank, you know.
I don't think it's weird as well.
I can't do the funky thing. I haven't learned that yet.
I think we just take all this for granted, but we got to remember that the electric bass didn't exist before that. Not the Squier version of it. I just mean before Leo Fender came up with the P bass. Think about modern music with no electric bass.
It was like that, wasn't it?
I know the double bass existed. I get that. So we had this idea of bass lines, but think about that. You know, think about all the music.
And can you just, if you go, just do me a favour and YouTube James Jamerson. For once in my life, I think it is that bass line, and there'll be like an isolated track where he's playing, and apparently he was lying on the floor, completely high of heroin and all sorts of stuff, and he's playing, and there's not one.
Don't do that, kids.
It keeps. If you'd never done that, it wouldn't be that amazing, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, it's all before, as you say. This is just. I love the bass because it's drum and bass in a band are. That's the base of it, you know. That's the stronghold. That's the anchor. And if you can learn as a guitar player to be a part of that anchor, and you've made it, you want to be a part of that.
It's quite interesting, isn't
it?
it?
You don't want to be over here.
We sort of digress a bit. But that was where you always felt you saw yourself almost as part of the rhythm section.
That's where I want to be. You know, I want to be the guys who hold it here. You know, and just plays one thing like all night long. But not more than that. Well, if you can learn to do that, and you're like, no, I want to play more. Just don't do it.
I give him a shout out. Not that they need one. They've got millions of subscribers. But Scott's bass lessons.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Good channel.
If you're
are into.
Oh, we got bass as well here, but yes.
Right,
love it.
So that's it. Congratulations to Squier. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, if you missed the video we did on the other 40th anniversary Squier one, the gold sort of more blingy ones, again, go watch that now. But I'm just going to say, this is my favourite. I like this.
I mean, I'm passing to a classic vibe because you know, if you can't get these, if you miss out on these,
doesn't this feel to you like a relict classic vibe?
It feels like feels like a.
That's what I want. Because that's what I do to my classic vibes. I relic them, and now I realise I don't need to.
In that respect, absolutely.
Anyway, links below. As I said before, these are limited edition. If you want to get your order in super fast,
this year,
please do. Yes, and thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in another video very soon. Au revoir.